So hello everyone. Welcome to this another video of Spring Rest playlist. I'm Abhishek Verma and in today's video we are going to learn the concept of pagination and sorting. And trust me, this is one of the ways to make your APIs faster. And not only we are going to learn, but also Google makes usage of this thing in their Google search. So without wasting any more time, let's directly get started and see how the things are going to look like. So now we are in the IDE, and before we start with our today's demo, first of all, let's do a quick recap and see what we did in demo number 8, which was our last demo. So for this, I'll go to this UML diagram somewhere here and let me increase the size a bit, something like this. I hope now it is much more clearly visible. So as we see that first of all, we were having a demo class, which was just a simple class containing the main method and the Spring Boot annotations. Then we were having the controller class. Then from the controller class, we were moving towards the service layer. We were having an interface and the class implementation. Then from the service class, we were going to the owner repository, which was implemented using Spring Data JPA. Then we were having the custom exceptions also. We were also having the controller advice because this was also mandatory. Then we were having the mapper. This we implemented using map struct. Then in the DTOs, we were having owner DTO and pet DTO. Both of them were having one-on-one relationship. Under pet DTO, we were having domestic pet DTO and a wild pet DTO. Then we were also having the enums for the gender and the pet type. Then in terms of entity classes, we were having the base entity, we were having owner and pet. Again, both of them were having one-on-one relationship. Under pet, we were having domestic pet and the wild pet. And the main thing which we did in the last demo was the input validation. So for input validation, first of all, if I open this owner controller, so we remember we added this @validated annotation on the top of the class. Then we said that if we just want to validate the input things, let's say the owner ID, or let's say it is something from this request param, then we can directly mention the annotations here itself, like @minimum, @past or present. We can modify the values also, we can modify the messages also in case we need to validate the complete input request. So in that case, we will be going within this class, and here we need to provide all the annotations. So there were many annotations, and trust me that these are not the only annotations available. Beside this also, there can be many more. It may happen that you don't need any of these and you just need to go for any other annotation. But the point of that video was that at least you know how the concept works, which all dependencies are needed, which all things are required. So only that particular part, yeah. And that's the thing which we learned in the previous video. Now let me close all these things. Let me remove this. And now let's start with our today's demo. So first of all, you will notice that now in all these demos, we are having this yellow symbol somewhere here. Let's see what's the reason. So I'll go to this pom.xml, and here if I scroll somewhere here, you see it says newer patch version of Spring Boot is available, and the latest version now is 3.4.4. But in my all demos, I'm making usage of 3.4.3. So what we can do is we just need to click here, something like this, and yeah, it didn't did anything. Okay, no worries. So let me just click on this one and let me make it as 3.4.4. So that's the simplest thing you can do. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, if it is that simple, then let's update the versions for all the previous demos also. But that is not a case. Here, I'm updating the version because I know that this is the demo which we are going to do today, which we are going to build today. Hence, if I will see that there is any kind of issues, there are any kind of new problems, then we will be able to resolve it. But all these 8 demos I have already coded. And if I will just simply, let's say, change the version, later on you will say me that, okay, Abhishek, when you shown in the video, it was working fine. But when we downloaded, there was some issue. It may happen. I'm not saying any issue is going to happen. Yeah, but it may happen. So what you guys need to do is that whenever you are watching my video, first of all, download the demo as it is. Now, once you have downloaded the demo, execute the complete code which I have shown you or which you want to just try on your own. So execute each and everything as it is. Then try to change the version. It may happen that you are watching this video after 1 year. So at that point of time, even 3.4.4 is going to be an older one. So in that case, what will you do? So it's not possible that each and every time whenever a small thing changes, then I will create a new video. So most of the times you just need to understand the concept and see, it is not going to happen that it will break your complete code itself. Yeah, there may be some small change, so you can go through their release notes also and other things. As of now, I have already went through the release note and I didn't found anything much changed related to Spring REST. Hence for me it was easier. In case if you see that earlier it was working, after the change it is not working, try to see the documentation and from there you can make the changes. Trust me, they are going to be small changes only. Yeah, so if that is the case, so I guess it is updated. And here let me do one more thing. So although it is updated, but still what you guys can do is you can go to Maven, you can say update project, and here you can say force update, something like this. Yeah, and it may happen that when you are downloading, by that time 3.4.5 is also released. So first of all, just execute the same demos as it is, and then if you feel that you wish to update, then just simply update by changing the version. Yeah, now you see there is no yellow symbol in this one, but older ones are still having it. Yeah, so that's not an issue. Another thing, if you see that from this pom.xml, I have removed the dependency of input validation, because in today's video we are not going to do it. I have only kept the minimal required dependencies only, because I always say that always in your demo or in your projects, keep only the required dependencies which you feel you will need. Otherwise, if you feel what if in future I may need this dependency also, then whenever you need, you can simply add it. It's not an issue. Yeah, so now let me just close it and let's go to this one, and from here let's go to this controller class. So as of now, you see there is only one method here, and trust me, you have all seen this method in the starting video itself. Like in the demo number 1 also, I shown you this particular method. This is just a get mapping. Okay, and in the demo number 3, basically we learned this, that it is going to return us a list of owner video. So let's see whether it is going to work or not. So for this, I'll go here and let me start this demo. Yeah, and this is the first time after changing the version I'm starting, so we will see if there is any other issue also. So we see that everything is working fine. Yeah, because as I said, there was not any big change in this one. Yeah, so let me just clear it. I'm just clearing it so that whenever, let's say, any kind of exception happens, then we can directly see it easily. Otherwise it's not mandatory to clear. Yeah, now let's go to this Postman. I have already created this demo number 9 here, and let's go to this one in here. And here you see this is our URL, and here I will be saying send here. So whenever I say send here, you see I'm getting 200 OK, and in the output I'm getting a JSON list. Now within that list I'm getting all these elements. Yeah, and if I just scroll it down something like this, you will see there are 72 owners, and you will say that okay Abhishek, it is working fine. But the question is that do you feel that I need all these 72 owners at a same point of time? I mean, let's say what was my requirement behind invoking this particular API? My requirement was that I want to see that how many owners are there, or I just want to see which all different owners are there. Yeah, so I will start looking into the data, but this is so much important data. There are so many values, so it will take me some time to go through this particular one. Then I will come to second data, then I will come to third data, and so on. Now what are the chances that I will go to 72nd data, or what are the chances that I will go to 70th data? The chances are very minimal. Here in my case, I just want to see whether my APIs are working fine or not, whether all the variables, everything is coming fine or not. So it may happen I will just see only 10 data as of now. Yeah, so in that case, if I just want to see only a limited set of data, what is the fun of asking the database to retrieve all the data, sending it to the user, and then let's say the user is not making any use of it? Yeah. So in that case, what generally we can do is that instead of fetching the complete data from the database, you can only show the minimal things. Okay, which means you can just show only 10 data, or something like this, or maybe 10, 25, 15, whatever you wish. Yeah, generally this is helpful when you have a very huge database. In our case, it was only 72 owners, so it worked fast. But let's say, what if there are something like 1,000 of data? In that case, what will you do? Because if you are going to retrieve 1,000 rows from your database, it will take more time also. In that case, when it will take so much amount of time, and the chances that user is going to go through all these 1,000 data is very, very less, the better option is that not to show all the data, but only to show some of the data. Yeah. And it can be done very easily with the help of pagination. But before I directly jump on and show you how the pagination works, let me show you something more interesting. For this, we will go here, and here I'm going to say Abhishek Verma Java, something like this. Yeah. Then when I'm searching something like this Abhishek Verma Java, you will see that, okay, my YouTube channel is coming here. Then some of my videos are also coming here. Now here it is showing my Spring Data JPA series. Here it is showing my Spring Basics with Spring Boot series. Yeah. Now if we scroll down, then it is showing my LinkedIn. Then it is showing the data of some other people also, because it is a very common name, Abhishek Verma and Java. Okay. So there may be multiple Abhishek Verma also. So you need to go for this one only who works currently in Exurb. Yeah. Then you see my Medium page, you see my GitHub, and so many other things you see. But below, what you see is that there are some these pages also. Yeah. And what do you feel? Is it the only data which is available, like all those 10 or these many links only? Yeah. The answer is no. So what we can do is we can just simply go here into this particular point on tools, and you see that in total, whenever someone searches Abhishek Verma Java, there will be 8,16,000 results. Now, I'm not saying that all these 8,16,000 results are going to belong to me only, but these many results are going to be there. But the thing is that this is only the count. It doesn't mean that Google is actually fetching all these results the moment you are searching for this term. Instead, what it will do is it will only show you the popular 10 results. And that's why I say that you need to watch all the videos. Even if you say, no, I'm not interested in this, at least give a watch, give a view to that one, so that YouTube and Google will find that, okay, these are good ones. And then it will start showing it to others also. Yeah. So that you need to do. Then what is next? So here, if you see, I can click on this page number 2 also. So if I will click on page number 2, then it will show some links from other things. It may show for this Quora, or it may show from this Java 2 days, where also I took a session few years ago. Yeah, it will show my Instagram. Yeah, again, I'm not saying that all this data belongs to me, but this is how it is going to show you. It will show you the next 10 data. Then it is going to show you the next 10 data. And hence, what it will do is, instead of fetching all those 8 lakh results, it will only fetch 10 results at a time, and then it will show you that, okay, these are the 10 results. It may happen that you will just click on any one of the results. And trust me, most of the time, we only click on the first page only. Generally, we don't even go to second, third, or those many pages. Yeah, we just go there. So in that case, this is the benefit of pagination. Because although there were so many results, but Google was able to show you the data quickly, because it was not fetching all the results. It was only fetching some of the results, or you can say 10 of the results. Yeah. So same way, what we can do is, now we can go to our code somewhere here, and here we can start apply the pagination. Again, as I say, that currently my data is very less, only 72 rows. Yeah. But still we can apply pagination here, and let's see how it is going to work. For this, first of all, we need to go to this repository layer, because not only your controller, other layers also should support the pagination. So we will go here in this repository. Now here you see, as of now, let's focus on this first method only. Yeah. So this is the method, and what it will do is, it is only going to show you the ID, first name, last name, and the pet name of the owner, and the pet name, obviously. Yeah. And here it is going to accept something like pageable. Now this is going to return you a list of object array. Now you will say that, okay, Abhishek, better you should have coded this method completely and then explained us one by one. The answer is that is not going to work, because in Spring Data JPA, I have already explained you this method, from where this argument is going to come, what is this object array, each and everything has been explained in Spring Data JPA. That's why I'm directly making usage of the method here. Yeah. So this is the method. Now here you see it is going to accept something like pageable. Now let's go to this service, and for service let me directly show you this one. And here you see this is our method. Find owner details, something like this. Okay. Now what it does is it is going to accept 4 arguments. A page number, because just now you saw that when we were clicking something like this, there was a page number. Then for every page there will be a size also. If you wish, you may go for the default size, then you don't need to accept it from the user. Otherwise, if you wish, you can allow the user to define the size. Then there is an option to sort by, like how do you wish to sort it. Okay, so let's say you want to sort it by the first name, you want to sort it by the last name, or by the ID. Then there is also an option whether you want data in the ascending order or the descending order. So that also can be done. So these 4 arguments we will be taking from the user. Yeah. Then what we will do is that, first of all, depending on this direction, okay, like depending on this descending variable, I will decide whether it is going to be descending or ascending direction. If person will say true, I will go for the descending. Otherwise, by default, it is ascending. Then what I will do is, with the help of this direction and this sort by, I will be creating a variable as sort. So this will tell me that how I wish to sort. And then there is another thing which we call as page request. There we need to provide page number, page size, and the sort. And then it is going to create an object of pageable for us. So this is how we will be getting an object of pageable. Again, let me tell you that in Spring Data JPA playlist, I have shown this thing step by step in detail. I have actually coded this thing, that how I identified that it is of method only, how I identified it is sort method only. Each and everything has been shown there. So now I have created a pageable object. So what I will do, I will call that particular method and provide this pageable object. Then it will obviously return me a list of, you see, that particular array. So here it is an object array. So that it is going to provide me. Then what I have done is that again I have created one more mapper today. So instead of making usage of owner mapper, because owner mapper generally converts from DTO to entity as it is entity to DTO. So I have created a one more, which is going to be my owner pet info mapper, something like this. So there I have created something like this. What it will do, it will check first of all whether your array should not be null and its length should not be less than 4. Yeah, if that is the thing, then it will say that array is not good or something like this. Otherwise, what it will do is from that array, it is going to pick the values. Like on this 0 index, it was my ID, 1 index, it was first name, last name, pet name, something like this. And it will create a new DTO class for me. And now you see the benefit of DTO classes. Many people say me that, okay, Abhishek, what if, we don't make usage of DTO? Then in that case, you need to again show the complete entity. But here, our requirement is that we just need to see these 4 variables only. So you see, from the database also, I'm only picking the 4 things. I'm not saying that, okay, select star or select the complete object. So it is going to provide less pressure on your database. Then I'm saying that I'm only going to fetch these 10 records, 20 records or something like this only. Okay. And this is how the things are going to look like. And this is just a new DTO with 4 variables. As simple as that. So nothing much to show in that one. Yeah. So this is how the things are going to work. And now let's go to this particular owner controller. Yeah, because now you see, now the only thing required is that from the controller, we need to invoke that particular service method. So what I will do is, first of all, let me just simply copy this method as it is. Yeah, and let's start making the changes step by step, because this is something which I will be doing new now only. Now here, first of all, I will change the method, and here I will say get, and this time it is not all. Yeah, but it is only going to be specific one. So I will be saying get owner details. It can be anything, your wish. Yeah. So here I'm saying something like this. Now in the output, it is not going to be owner DTO list. Instead, it is going to be owner pet, and then it is going to be info DTO. So this is the name of DTO which I have kept. If you wish, you can keep any other name also. Yeah. Then here, the method which I need to invoke is this one, that is find, and then I will be saying here owner. So this O needs to be capital, something like this, and yeah, there it goes. And from here, we will see this owner details. So this is the method which is going to accept 4 arguments. Yeah, page number, page size, the sort by, and whether it is going to be ascending or descending. So this is the one. Then the output of this is again going to be this owner pet info dt only. So let me just simply copy it from here. Let me just update this one something like this, and here also let me just update it something like this. Let me make this OS smaller, and what I will do is I will just copy this complete thing as it is, and I'm going to provide it here something like this. Okay, so this is how it is going to work fine, because here also I just need to say, okay, if there is no data, so an empty list will go, and that's it. Yeah, for an empty list also I don't need to do anything much. Yeah, then the next thing is that now you see both of them are get mapping only. So then there needs to be some kind of differentiation. Otherwise, this Spring REST will tell you that, okay, for this simple URL or this simple API slash owners, I'm getting two methods. Which one to invoke? It will get confused. So what we will do is here we will say, okay, no need to confuse, and instead you make usage of this details slash details. So now if you will say slash owners, so first one will be called. If you say slash details, then this second one is going to be invoked. Then now let's do something more interesting. Here, first of all, this is page number. Now you see that in Java, whenever there is something like index, whether it is an index of a list or it is an index of an array, then it always starts from 0. So whenever it is a page number, then also it starts from 0 only. Okay. So by default, it is going to start from 0. Then I will say that, okay, on each and every page, I only want 5 records. It is again your choice, how many records you want. Yeah. Then here I will say that, okay, I wish to sort it on the basis of ID. So this ID, I'm going to provide it completely as it is, something like this. And here, as of now, let it be false only. Yeah. So let's keep it as false, something like this here. Then now let's simply execute, and here if I will go, so I will start executing it something like this, and you see it is getting started. So let me clean this repository and service sample. So I have closed them. Yeah. So this is the thing, and for this you see there is no new dependency. Yeah. As of now I don't remember there is any. Yeah. So now let's go here, and what I will do is first of all let's execute this. So for this one you see we are still getting these 72 as the output. Then I will go here and I'm going to say here details. Yeah. And I will be saying something like this. And now you see I'm getting only 5 output. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So only 5 output. And this is my owner pet info DTO. So I'm getting ID, first name, last name and pet name. That's it. Yeah. So this is the one. So let me do something more interesting, that first of all, let's try to save it. So for saving this, what we will do is let me create something new here. And if I will say /save, so it will get saved in this one. But what I will do is let me duplicate it from here. And here I will say that, okay, for this one, let it be /owners, something like this as it is. So let's close this. And here we will be getting find all owners paginated. So here let me say paginated, something like this. Yeah. Or if you wish, you can say here get owner details. So here let's say get, and here let's say owner details. I mean, just a better name. That's it. Nothing much. Okay. So here we are going to say this, and you see we are always getting 5 data. But I want to see next page. I mean, I want to see data from 6 to 10 now. Then I want to see data from 11 to 15. So how to do it? Because currently you see it is completely hard coded only. The reason why it is hard coded, because here we are hard coding the values. So instead of hard coding the values, what I want is I want to pass these values from the user input. So for this, what do you think what can be done? Now one option is that you will say that, okay Abhishek, since there are these 4 things, so what we will do is that one option is that we can take help of the request body. That can be done. Then if you say it is going to be a request body, then obviously you need to go here in the body. Here you need to go for this particular as raw, and here you need to provide the details. But trust me, that doesn't looks nice, because then it will feel that, okay, for getting the details of all the owners, I can simply call the URL. But in order to get some limited data, I need to provide a big request body. So it doesn't looks nice. Okay. Second option is I can make usage of the path variables. So that also can be done. But another interesting part is, if you remember, Path variables generally we use when I wish to say that, okay, I want to see this data only as it is, like the data of owner ID 10, data of owner ID 20, or data with the person name Abhishek, then only I wish to use. Here it is a kind of a query, if you see, okay? And whenever it is a kind of a query, then you remember that we take help of the request parameters. Yeah. So what we will do is, here I will be saying something like this, @request param. So this is the usage, guys. Yeah. And here I will be saying as page number, something like this. Yeah. Let me say here Control Shift O. So this is the one. Now also, if you remember, we added something like default values. So here also I can say it as a default value. So I will be saying it as default value in this particular one. And here I will say that default value is going to be this only. Yeah. So this is how it is going to look like. And let me move it to the next line so that it becomes more readable to you. Yeah. And then what I will do is I will use this page number and I will be providing it here. That's it. So this is going to be my page number. Now let me again execute the data. As of now, I have changed only one thing. Yeah. So now let's see what it is going to do this time. So again, it is getting started. So let me just clear from here and we will go back to this one. So first of all, I won't call this because you remember that whenever you don't mention that particular thing, it will be making usage of the default value. So I will invoke it as it is, and it will use the default value of page number, that is 0. Next, what I will do is, you see now in params it will start appearing. So, or we can simply go here and we can say here page number, something like this. See, here it is coming, and here I can say page number 1. So by default it was page number 0. Now I will say page number 1. Now if I say send, you see I'm getting data from 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Same way, I can just randomly say something as page number 10. So when I say page number 10, I'm getting data from 51 to 55. Similarly, I can just simply say as page number 100. Now what do you think what is going to happen? On every page, we are having 5 data, and in total, we are having 72 only. So if I will, let's say something, go here into this particular one, and I will say 72 by 5. So it will give me something as 14.4 only. So that means there can be 14 pages or 15 pages here. But what about this 100? Let's see what it will do. So you see it is an empty data. Now it is not going to fetch anything from the database. Yeah. So that can be done here easily. Also, if you wish for these kind of things, you can make some kind of validations in the backend, that if this page number is very, very big, then we can provide some kind of message. So that person then don't need to think that how much data is going to be there. Otherwise, what we can do is that generally, trust me, that it is not a case that you are directly going to invoke. So the UI person or whosoever is creating the front end part, they can take care that there should be a particular limit only. Yeah. So this is something which they will do. So this was the case, and let me go back to this as page number 1. So this is the one. Now here you see that by default, it is showing only 5 data on every page. It is sorting on the basis of ID, and it is in the ascending order. Yeah. What if I wish to change other things also? So for this, what we will do is we will go back here, and first of all, let me just simply stop it. And now what I will do is I will just copy some of the things and directly I'm going to paste here so that it makes our life bit easy. So I will do it like this. Now you see that I have created one more request param, and that is going to be my page size. So by default, I'm saying here page size as 1. Yeah. Then the next thing is there is something like sort by. So which I have taken, this is a string, and let me take this sort by something like this. And then here we are having something as descending. So this is a Boolean. By default, its value is false. So let me take it something like this. Yeah. So this is how it is going to look like. Now let me again execute, and for this we will just simply go here. So that's it. I mean, this way you can provide any number of request param. And the benefit of request param, you also know that it's not mandatory that every time you provide all the things, you can provide some of the things, you can change their sequence or each and everything you can do. Okay. So now let's go here and let's say the page size. Okay. Or by default, let me just simply try something like this only. So you see that by default now I'm getting only 1 data. Yeah. But now what I will do is I will say page size, I will say here something like 10. Then I will be saying here something as sort by, yeah, and I will be saying here, I mean, this sort by needs to be exactly same as this particular one, that is first name only, okay, so that it can easily sort it by for you, yeah? And the next one was descending, so here we need to say descend, and then yeah, this is the spelling of, no, this is not the spelling, so here let me say descending, and let me say here true. Now let's see what it will do. So if I will execute it now, now you see it is showing me data on this page number 1, but then the page size is 10. So you see these are going to be your 10 things, yeah, so there are 10 elements now. Then this time it is sorted by this first name. You see on page number 1 also it is showing you Scarlett, then Samuel, then Olivia, and you notice this is in the descending order, so hence it is saying you true. If you will remove this, then in that case the output is going to change. So now it is saying Aviri, then Benjamin, then Charlotte, then Chloe, then Christopher, something like this. If you remove this also, then by default it is going to sort on the basis of ID. So now it is showing on the basis of ID, which is from 11, 12, 13 and so on. Okay, so this is the way guys things are going to work here, and you can use any number of things, yeah. If you will say what if I don't provide the page number, then in that case by default it will keep you showing for the page number 0 only, yeah. So these are the part, yeah. And if you wish, I mean, the best part which I love for this is that you can just simply execute like this. In that case it will just make usage of all the default values, yeah. So this is the fun part guys in this particular one. So let me just simply save it, but there is one small trick here, and the trick is that let me go back to this particular one. Now the thing is that you will notice that here, I mean, this is such a common thing, that pagination, you see that even Google is trying to apply it, we have also applied here. So this is something so common, but then you see that for this common thing also I need to provide all these 4 variables explicitly. But if you go to this particular as let's say a repository, there we are having something as pageable directly. So isn't it possible that we only can directly make usage of pageable? Is it possible that I don't need to write all these 4 variables one by one explicitly? The answer is yes, even that is possible. Okay, now for that particular one, what we guys can do is, first of all, let me go back to this one again here, owner repository. So this one we are going to call. Now in the owner service, what I have done is I have added one more method, and this time the method name is find owner details as list. I mean, just a simple method name change. Then you see here I was getting all 4 variables one by one, but here I'm getting only pageable. So if you wish, you can directly get pageable also. Now this pageable is directly invoking the same method. So this method and this method are exactly same. The only difference is here you are creating the pageable object on your own in the service layer, and in this one you are getting the pageable object from your controller layer. Yeah, rest everything is same. So let's see how to code something like this. For this we will go here into this one, and here what I will do is let me copy this complete thing as it is. So this way I'm going to copy, and here I'm going to paste it like this. Currently both of them looks exactly same, so I will try to make some of the changes. So I will say here as a list. So now this is going to look like this, and this particular one is going to look something like this as list, yeah. And here this time you see that here again, here we need to make some change. So let me say like this, yeah. Now although this is not a case that in your actual code you will use this also and this also, you will use only one of them, whichever you like. Here since I just want to show you, that's why I need to do it like this. Otherwise you don't need to name it in this particular way, yeah. And now what is going to happen is that I am not going to accept all these. Instead, I will be simply saying here pageable in this particular way. And here I'm also going to say pageable. Let me say Control Shift O. And this one you need to take from this simple Spring framework only, the data domain. Okay. So from there, let's say, and yeah, this is how it is going to look like, guys. Yeah. Now the next part is that we just need to copy this variable from here, and directly we need to pass it somewhere here. So let me pass it like this. Yeah. So now it is looking much more simple. Although the job is same. Earlier also we were doing same, now also we were doing same. The only difference is earlier we were explicitly providing the variables one by one, but now this is just pageable. So let's see how this one is going to work. So I will again go here and I will do this. Just remember that in case if you want to make usage of both for demo purpose like me, then you need to provide different URLs each and every time. Although this is not a good practice that you use something like this list or all these in the URLs, your URLs should be readable. But yeah, for me it is fine because I'm just doing a demo. Now we will go here, and what I will do is instead of changing the same, I will go this one and I will say duplicate. And here I'm going to say make change here also. And here let me say as, and here I will say list. Yeah. So that it looks different from the previous one. Yeah. Now, here what I will do is I'm going to remove all of them, something like this. And now it is going to look like this. Now let's execute. Now, when you will say just simply details, trust me, it is going to invoke your previous one. Okay, not your new method. This is your previous method, because there also when you don't provide anything, it just makes usage of the default values. Yeah. So how to invoke the new one? Because now we don't know any of these things. For this, what we will do is we will again go back here, and here I need to go inside this one as pageable. Now here you see these are all our variables, and this is just a basically interface. Okay, so these are your things like page size and all these things. And here what we will do is that let me directly show you that how it is going to look like. So first of all, we need a page number. So page number is just going to be page here. Yep. And here I will say page number as 1. Then the next thing which we need is the size. So size is just simply size here. I mean, there is nothing much. So we will say 5 here. Then the next thing is going to be sort here. So we are just going to say here sort. And then here I'm going to say last name like this. Now you will say, what about ascending and descending? For that, you just need to mention a comma here and put the value like this, descending. If you say I want ascending, so you need to say ASC. By default, it will be ascending only. Okay. So this is how it is going to work. And these values were available in that particular pageable. Now, if you will execute, then it is going to invoke. It should be invoking your new method. Why is it behaving in this way? So, okay, it is okay. My bad. I'm just saying here details. So I should be passing here list. Yeah. So why it was showing you the old data only? Why it was not throwing any kind of error? Because whatever the variables you provide, it wasn't able to read. Hence, it was going with the default values. So we need to say here list. So now let's execute. And this time you see it is showing us in this particular. Okay. So this is my page 1. Size is 5. Only 5 elements it is showing. And this time it is sorting on the basis of this last name. Yep. So this is how it is going to work. And the last name is sorted in the reverse order. That is the descending order. So this is how it is going to work, guys. Now this is your choice. Whether you wish to remember these variable names, which I don't feel is that much difficult, because generally you don't need to type the URL again and again on your own. Instead, in the UI, you are just going to code it once. Or if you wish, you can hard code the values explicitly one by one in your backend. So both ways are fine here. Okay. So this is the one. Now let's see something more interesting. So for this, we will again, okay, first of all, let me just show from here. So what I will do is, let me do something interesting. As of now, let's remove this sorting and let's keep it something like this. Yeah. So you see when I'm just saying like this, it is showing me data on page number 1, size is 5. So hence it is from 6 to 10 because it is easier to understand. Now the point is that it is just showing me data only. It is not providing me the detail that, okay, how many page numbers are there? Otherwise, how will I come to know as a UI developer how many page numbers are there? I should be having that information also. So what do you think? How can I get that info? How many total page numbers are there? One option is you will tell explicitly to the UI developer that, okay, 72 by 5. So these are the page numbers. Yeah. Other option is that the UI developer is going to calculate that again and again. Yeah. So whatever is the size they are going to provide, they will be dividing 72 by this size. They will get the highest page number possible. But trust me, that is also not going to work, because in between you may add new owners, you may delete some existing owners and something like this. So it is going to be very complex. You will say, okay, Abhishek, then what we can do is that beside this, we will create one more API, which will just tell total number of owners. That's it. Okay. That also can be done. So what will happen is whenever the user needs to invoke your API, first of all, they will invoke another API. They will get total number of owners. Then whatever the size they want to provide here, total number of owners divided by size, they will calculate page number, and that is going to be complex part. Yeah. So instead of it, what can be done? The easier way is that instead of getting the output as a list, you can get the output as a page also. So for this, let me first of all duplicate this one. So this I will do here, and here let me say page. Okay, so I will do it like this, page, and here instead of writing it as list, I will be making it as page. Let's see, is it working? So currently it is not working. Why this is not working? Because there is no page, there is no URL like this. Okay, so hence it is not working. So let me go to my code, and what I will do is I will close this one, and here what I will do, that first of all let me show you in the repository. So in the repository, we added one method earlier which was returning you a list of object array. There is one more method which can return you the page of object array. Okay, so the difference is this will return a list and this will return a page. This page again we are getting from Spring Framework data.jp only. So there I have already shown you. So till now we were accepting the pageable object. Now we are going to return a page. And then let's see what is the difference. So when we will return page, so in the service IMPL also, we have created one more method. Yeah. And this method is as page. So that I can just show you different methods. Okay. Although this is not going to be the case that in your actual project you are going to make usage of all. Now this one is going to return me a page of object array, not the actual. Yeah. The page only. Then what I will do is same way I was converting a list to stream, I will convert a page to stream. I will say map and something like this. I will return it as a list. Okay. So from here I will be returning it as a list, and here I will say new of page IMPL, where I will be providing this list. I will provide this input pageable, and I'm going to say total number of elements. So this I will be providing here. I mean whatever the data you want in your page. So this is the thing we are going to provide here. Yeah. Otherwise, you see the drawback is that how you will convert it into a DTU if you won't do it like this. Yeah. That's the only point here. Then after this, let's go to this controller. And here what we will do is let me copy this one and let me paste it somewhere here. And here what I will do is I will say page something like this. And here also I'm going to say page something like this, and here I'm also going to say page something like this. Okay, not much changes. And since it is going to return you a page, so here also we need to say page, and here also we need to say page. I mean this is just a good practice that you update your variables name also accordingly. Otherwise you may get confused that why it is returning a page and we call it as a list. So here also let me make it a page and say Control Shift O. Again it is from this domain, Spring Framework domain only. Okay, so this is how it is going to look like, guys. Now let's again execute the code. Yeah. So you see in the controller level there was not much change. Instead of list you just need to say page. The only change was in the repository layer. Instead of list it should be returning you a page, and in this service layer so it was returning me a page of object array, but I somewhere needs to convert it to a DTO. So for this I did it like this. But when I convert it to a list of DTO, I'm losing the benefits of page. So that is my point here, guys, that here I lost the benefits of page. So again, I need to convert it back to a page here. And that I can do like this, page IMPL. Within this, I will be providing my new list. I will be providing input pageable, and I will be saying page.total elements. Yeah. So now this is running. Let me just clear from here. Let's go to this one. And this is the new URL. Okay. So first of all, let me show you for this list again, how it looks like. So for the list, it was looking like this. It was showing you 5 data on page number 1, sorted by last name descending order. Now let's go here and now let's see the output. So this time you see it is embedding your list within a variable as content. Yeah. Now rest of the things are going to look same only. Then the change is this time besides content, there is some pageable also. So here with this pageable, it is actually telling the invoker or like whosoever is invoking your API that which data you provided. So you provided page number 1. For every page size it was 5 and the sorted value was true here because you mentioned here descending. Yeah, unsorted was false. Obviously here the offset was 5. Why the offset is 5? Because you are starting on page number 1. Hence the offset was 5. Okay, it was paged something like this. Okay, then it is saying, is it the last page? So the answer is false. This is not your last page. Okay, there can be many more pages. Then it is saying total elements. So automatically it is saying total there are 72 elements. Yeah. Hence with these 72 elements and this page size, the maximum page size can be 15. For this size is 5. Okay. Currently we are on page number 1 and then the same data. So this is how it is going to look like. Now if you say what if I mention here something as 10. So in this case, let's execute it. So again, we are getting the data. Now these are 10 data in a row. Yeah. Then here, let me just simply close it like this. Now you say page size is 10. So now total elements are still 72. Now the total pages will be 8 only because 72 by 10 is going to be 7.2 and then it is going to round off to the next upper value which is 8. Yeah. So this is how it is going to look like and still it is not the last page. What if someone invokes page number 11? So now if someone invokes page number 11, then it says content is empty. Yeah. And pageable and all these things remain true. Yeah. This last is filtering true only. Why? Because it is telling you all other details. It is saying that, okay, total pages can be 8 only. So why you are invoking this page number 11? It will give you this data only. Okay. So this is the issue here, guys. Okay. Yeah, and this is something which now the UI developer will take care. But the point is you don't need to tell the total number of elements explicitly. You don't need to tell total number of pages explicitly. It will be counted automatically. Now this is the headache of the UI developer, how they are going to make usage of these values, how they are going to calculate. That is something we have left on the UI developer, but we have made their jobs easier. And even if let's say you will say that, okay, then at least how they will come to know when the initial data, when nothing is provided. So in that case, let's see what it will do. So when you will just say page, then what it will do is by default, it is sorting on the basis of ID, ascending order, and let's see how many data it is showing. So we see these are 10 and these are 20. So by default size is going to be 20 here. You will say, okay, Abhishek, where did you mention? In the pageable, by default size is 20 only. Yeah. Then since by default size is 20, it will tell you all other things. It will say this is not the last page. Total elements are 72. If you will just keep using by default things, there will be 4 pages only. Yeah. So this is how the things are going to work here, guys. I hope you find it helpful. If yes, then you know that you just need to like the video, you need to subscribe to the channel so that you can keep on getting the updates regularly. And trust me, in the next video, we are going to see something more interesting. Till then, stay healthy, keep watching videos, and bye-bye.